All right, welcome back to another episode of FPL Banter. I'm doing the introduction, which is probably why I'm giggling a little bit. But it's just the two of us right now. It's just myself and who's there?
Hello, it's me, Mopey.
That's Eric trying to imitate my accent.
No Woodie.
Apparently, I sound like that.
No Woodie.
No Woodie, though.
No.
Sans Woodie.
Left us. Abandoned.
Some of you, our 5 listeners might be livid about that, but I think Eric's had time to kind of look up some stats, look up some boring information that he can bore us for a good 30, 56.
Yeah, because basically we were trying to think of the elements that would be missing without Woodie, and then we realized that it's all those like long chats that go on and on and on. So
the thing with Leicester is that because now Vardy and Maddison are back, it basically means that
he's got a big chat about Southampton and Adams being slightly better when Ings is on the pitch and so on.
And Redmond. Yeah.
He's like, why is Redmond not playing on the left? I don't understand it. I don't think anyone understands it. But more importantly, it's not relevant because no one has Redmond.
He had him in the draft, but got rid of him this game week. Surprise.
Oh,
anyway, yeah, we're back, and we're going to go through firstly and most importantly, game week 36, and we hit 64.
64 which after an average of 38. Pretty good.
But does that mean in my head, because I looked at it during the week, and the average points was like 9. So presumably a lot of people have been kind of fine with the fact that they're not going to score many games. Two things. One, they'd already used up all their chips. 2, they were kind of fine with the fact that they weren't going to score much this game week, right?
I mean, I suppose it was a blank game week after all. There was a lot of unexpected twists and turns, like the fact that Torres got a hat-trick. And also the fact that Newcastle scored 3 goals against Man City, which actually is making me rethink our team, but we'll come to that. and Leeds winning 4-0 after sort of losing a bunch of games. You know, it's just the inconsistency of the Premier League, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, so as you know, I've been watching basically pretty much every game all season religiously, right? Except for obviously every single one, except for like the usual, Burnley versus Sheffield United, or the really ones that I really did not care about. But the Leeds one, so for one of the first times, I just basically did not watch the Burnley versus Leeds. And guess what happens? Rodrigo scores 2 goals. Harrison scores an assist. So scores 1 and then assists 2 goals. I mean, maybe I should not watch football more often.
I mean, look, I'm guilty of this thing where if it's 1-1 in a sort of 90th minute, I just kind of go, whatever, it's not going to be another goal. And I did that a bit with the Liverpool game, and then look what happened. Okay, so
Alisson. Oh my word! What a goal!
Not only that, but I've been giving Alisson a hard time in this podcast for the past few weeks, just saying he's an erratic goalkeeper.
and
the fact that they need to drop him and all that. Then he goes and scores a goal that might be such a significant goal in the sense that will get him in the Champions League. And also in his post-match interview, he thanked his late father, and he started sort of shedding a few tears. And I take it.
He might do right off.
I take it all back. I mean, it was outrageous. I felt so bad about it. Anyway, he thoroughly deserved it. I mean, that was a great header.
And I was so relieved as well because I captained him. Myself and actually Woodie as well in our personal teams. We captained TAA because we thought, well, he was on fire against United. He should deliver the goods against West Brom. And he assisted that goal. So that kind of saved our game week a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was kind of...
and then something else.
Crystal Palace as well.
Yeah, Crystal Palace. 3-2 against Villa. I mean, who saw that coming? But the other thing was Sheffield United beating Everton. They're already relegated and they couldn't score all season. Now all of a sudden they're beating a team that's sort of expected to be like sort of Europa League level. I mean,
it was ridiculous because I watched that game and it did look, I mean, the French commentators were going on about how they don't understand how this team's been relegated, but they were basically playing the same way as they did last season in the sense that they were really defensive, really well, very solid at the back.
I feel like this is where Woodie would interject about how John Egan and Basham have this sort of symbiosis that wasn't replicated or something. But anyway,
But the reason now is because Basham now is playing on the left rather than the right, and he's kind of playing more centrally.
Exactly. What happened to Lundstrom? Remember he was good? He's done that Michu thing where he like smashed it for a season and he's like, bye.
Yeah, I'd love to know people who still remember Michu. I mean, that was a ridiculous season where he was basically top goal scorer, right?
I mean, close to.
Disappeared.
Probably, yeah, gone. Who knows? I feel like he's managing Real Betis or something now.
It's like the Cisse or the Demba Bars as well.
Yeah.
That was a good season as well.
But I think they went for big money somewhere. But yeah, anyway. All in all, I think that there was some consistent stuff. There was some Salah goals, some Kane goals, and so on. But, DCL was the most transferred in player, I think, last week, and nothing. It's just weird.
I think he's going to be the most transferred out. I think after this showing.
Well, I don't know.
Sheffield United.
To be fair, they've got Wolves at home and then City away. So, I mean, you'd put some money on him for Wolves at home, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I really don't know with DCL, to be honest with you. He's an enigma in my head.
There's something that's been sort of bothering us, and we were discussing this before the pod, which is that. So we've got 2 games this week, obviously, so that can mean rotation. But also, what about teams just going, you know what, we're going to let the young guys sort of have a run and see what they can do, and then suddenly your sort of top players just don't even get a game. So is there a risk of that? Do you reckon?
I think so, but as well, you look at it like, for example, the player that scored against Everton is a 17-year-old, and they gave him a runabout. Yeah. So it's probably a good thing when you've lost everything. You might as well just give guys who haven't had the chance to play to kind of prove themselves.
Yeah,
and see, he's only played 2 game weeks, right?
He didn't even exist prior to. I mean, normally it would say game week 1, 2, 3, and it would add all zeros. This guy, game week 35 is when he appeared. Like before that, he just. Yeah, weird.
And I think the thing that has probably frustrated quite a few as well for this game week is Jota. Right, turning up in the red, because I know you're one of them, Eric.
Does anyone even watch press conferences anymore? Because I mean, honestly, you think it'd be worth mentioning this guy's got a foot injury that's taken him out for the whole season now. But and apparently it happened sort of at the end of the game, the last game.
Whole season has taken him out for the whole season.
Well, it's 3 games. It's 3 games. It's not nothing.
Yeah, true.
That's a lot of people.
True.
So no, press conferences are dead, mate. So that's the end of that.
So I read something as well quite funny was the guard of honor, the honor guard or whatever they do when they clap. City.
I hate that. I cannot stand that.
Can you imagine like Edison and even Stefan just watching from home being like, that Carson has done nothing all season and he gets like a standing ovation.
I know.
From the Newcastle players.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel for these guys, like the 3rd goalkeeper of the World Cup winners. Do they say they won the World Cup? Like when they're in a bar sort of 10 years later, they're like, I am a World Cup winner. Because they know the next question will be like, oh, who'd you play for? Oh, was it hard being a goalkeeper in the final? And you'd be like, well, I didn't play in the final. Like, oh, okay, what about the semi-final? Yeah, I didn't play in that either. You know what I mean? I always kind of wonder about that, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
I actually I took a bit of interest in Carson because I hadn't heard of him, so I did a bit of digging. And it turns out the guy makes something like 1.5 million a year and he has been for the past goalkeeper. 5 or 6 years with City. Yeah. I know it's not bad. It's not bad money, is it, to play 1 game in 6 years and just like train with the boys every day? I mean,
and get a standing ovation for winning the Premier League. Do you know what I mean?
This standing ovation business. I mean, like I said to Wits, our friend who's a City fan, I mean, I would be the mopey guy in the back. I'd just turn my back and just wouldn't clap and stuff. And everyone would be like, why is he like that? It's just wrong. I'd be like, whatever. Don't know. Wouldn't do it.
One thing I want to mention as well was that is a great prediction on your end, Eric, when there was the Crystal Palace against Villa game, when you were like, has Zaha scored a goal yet? Has he gotten the obligatory yellow card? He has to get a yellow card every time.
I mean, he would have got a bonus point, and he would have got an extra, not had the -1, thus getting sort of 8 points instead of 6. You know, what's he at? What's he playing at? Why is he like that?
Yeah, I don't know what his.
I didn't
his
actually see
anger
it. What
issues
happened? Was it the usual? Was it? Did he lose his temper?
A little bit. I mean, it was kind of a soft yellow, but I mean, he tackled the guy off the ball a little bit, and then he did his old starey look.
Oh
Do you know what I
God.
mean?
I'm dangerous kind of thing. All right.
Anyway,
Yeah, should we move on to team of the week?
I think it's time. I believe so.
It is a big week. This could determine mini leagues, this one, So I reckon a lot of people will be spending a lot of time thinking about this. But anyway, so we've got a team that will fit in the 100 mil budget. You get on a wildcard if you still have one. I had one last week, so there you go. It's not crazy. People still have wildcards or free hits or bench boosts. But yeah, so how are we going to do this? Ooh, only 2 members doing it. Should we do?
If you want, we just mix it up. So you can do the goalkeeper and the strikers. So, and then I do the defenders and the mids.
Okay, sounds good. Well, goalkeeper was pretty easy decision because we went for Edison. Because Pep said he's nailed and he's going to play the last 2. If he doesn't, we are writing a very, very serious email to Pep, his agent or whatever. Because he is going to mug us right off. If Carson comes out, I'm quitting. That's it. I'm done. So anyway, so we've got Edison on the pitch and we've got Forster, on the bench. Who will or won't play? I mean,
we don't know.
I mean, he plays and he doesn't. He plays, he doesn't. I don't know. So Edison's going to play. Don't have to worry about that. And it's goalkeepers.
All right. So then we are playing 3-4-3, and in defense, we're starting off with goal of the season, I reckon. Mitchell, old Tyreek Mitchell.
He's got a big future ahead of him. That boy.
Oh, that shoulder, beautiful shoulder.
Well, he's super humble. Like, he was interviewed and he said, "I'm so lucky to be here. I appreciate everything."
Yeah, I know exactly. He's kind of an N'Golo Conte of Crystal Palace.
Yeah, agreed.
No, yeah. So we've put him in there. It's against Arsenal. We all know that Eric hates Arsenal, even though he's an Arsenal fan. But he's definitely. Hopefully, he's definitely going to start.
Yeah.
Against Arsenal because he scored a goal, so he's in form. Even though it was kind of a lucky goal, let's say, but it's the winning goal, so he'll be on it. And then TAA, I think it'd be rude if you didn't get TAA these days. I know Woodie is livid with the fact that he didn't stick to his guns and kept TAA, but at the same time, though, it's fine to jump off a train and then jump back on when it's kind of going well.
Yeah, it's like once he's off the train, that's it. He's lost his ticket. I don't know why he doesn't just get back on it. Like, rather than whinge week in, week out.
It's too late. It's too late, mate. It's too late.
So, that analogy with you're in Vegas, you're playing the slot machines and nothing's really happening. And then you look over and there's an old lady playing and you can see she's lost a lot of money and she walks off. You go to the slot machine and suddenly you hit the jackpot. That's what I do with Woodie's team. I just sniff around, I just wait. And once I see him offload someone, I get them. Seems to work.
Oh, that is good. And then, so we got, as I said, Mitchell, TAA, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and we got Dallas. Dallas I didn't watch the game, so I don't know how involved he was last game week, but I think he's always a safe bet, and it's against Southampton, who we know are quite leaky at the back. So,
and after after he said that stupid line in the press conference where he said, "Don't bench me, okay?" Because that's what happens when you bench me.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I can't bench the guy.
No, exactly.
I wish he hadn't said
we've got Dallas, and then on the bench, on our second and third bench, we have Alioski again. I think even though he's leaving Leeds, I think he's doing a lot of advertising and posing just so that maybe he gets a good deal.
Where's he off to?
Next club. I don't know. Apparently, he's off to Turkey, maybe, or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Allegedly. That's what the French commentators are saying. So blame it on them. Send them an email if I'm wrong.
Okay.
And then we have Phillips against, and that's obviously Liverpool's Phillips. Even though he had a bit of a shaky game against West Brom, who, by the way, again, another relegated team, still just giving it 100%. You've got to respect those teams. So just being like, well, screw it. We're still just going to have a little bit of fun. Phillips did make a lot of mistakes, including the first mistake that resulted in the goal. in West Brom's goal, in old Robson Carney's goal. He still gets involved with regards to the headers and corners and stuff. So he just missed the ball that then hit Alisson's head and then went in. So he could be a potential, but he's our last bench. So worst comes to worst, we know he's going to play. So it's not a bad shout.
Yeah, agreed. Shall I do mids, then you do strikers kind of thing?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
should do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so midfield. We're playing 4 midfielders. Salah is our first midfielder. Unsurprisingly, he's been in form, and that goal he took was pretty well taken, I would say.
Yeah.
It kind of came out of nowhere. It was a Mane assist, which is strange in itself.
Mane assist, baby. Yeah, no, he pops up when he needs to. But this is the thing. I don't know if you watched the highlights, Eric, but my general preference with regards to Mane is that he just gets so involved. Like in that goal, he had been working. He'd been, I think, all the way in his own half, and then ran all the way forward. And Salah is just static, pretty much on the right-hand side of the pitch. And it just happens to go for him, and then smashes it in. I mean, guilty as charged.
Yeah,
scores a beautiful goal. But Mane does do a lot of the work. But that's why I prefer Mane. But yeah, I understand why Salah's he's on form, and he's going for the golden boot, I think, as we discussed.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder how important that is to them. But I mean, it must be important. But I kind of wonder if now they're snatching penalties and all that. I mean, as it happens, he's already on penalties. But I
think it's quite important because I think it's a personal achievement, right? Like all the other kind of achievements that you get are kind of like for the team. But like this is a personal achievement. This is something to put on your CV. Just like I used to put on my CV about doing the robot.
You could do it though, and you were good at it.
Yeah. Guilty as charged.
Right. Anyway. So next we've got Torres. Yeah, we're jumping on the bandwagon. You see, that's how you do it, Woody. You just get on the bandwagon once you see it. You get on it. Anyway, he's been playing pretty well. He got a hat trick the last game.
A hat trick.
And you know what? It's deserved. And you know what? Micah Richards reckons he's the next Aguero. So watch this space, okay? Ever since he chucked the dart at Schmeichel, I really don't understand any of this. But anyway, Micah Richards does. So long story short, we've got Torres. I think he might play, but if he doesn't, we've got a bit of backup. But I don't know. Why not? He's been in form, and honestly, he is a replacement striker. And it's not like Jesus is going to do anything. So maybe he is a replacement. I don't know. Who knows? And next we've got Greenwood, who admittedly has been in form and had a rest this weekend. Well, all the United squad have. But the issue I have with United is rotation. Just because I think they're pretty much, they are qualified for the Champions League. They can't win the league.
Yeah, 100%.
So Ole's been talking about playing Martial and James and so on, which definitely threatens his position on the field. So will he play? I don't know.
I think Ole is doing the same as Pep in the sense that I think this next game week 36, I believe, or is it game week 37 now? 37. It's 37. They're going to be playing their kind of B team to a certain extent. And then the final game week 38, I think they're going to be playing their tentative teams for the Champions League and the Europa League, respectively, to get them warmed up. Although the Europa League, I believe, is on Tuesday after the Sunday. So maybe Ole might be changing that around. But let's see. But it's, as you said, we've got a backup on our bench. So it's not the worst situation.
We do. And then our fourth midfielder on the pitch is none than Fernandez. So no surprises there. No introduction required. Fulham at home with fans. So maybe they'll finally win a home game. And on the bench as backup, we have Rafinha, which was actually a difficult thing because we wanted him on the pitch. But I'm gambling on the fact that I don't think Torres will start because he started the last two. But let's see. But Rafinha is quality anyway. So he's our bench warmer at this point. But yeah, that's the midfields.
And then we have up front, we've got the three up front. We'll start off with Kane. Even though he scored only one goal, and a lot of people in our mini league had captained him, so I was kind of worried that he'd be on a hat trick, and he could have easily probably had 2 or 3 goals, I think, to his name. He's in our team. They're playing Villa, who actually have been a bit kind of under the weather, I feel, of late.
Yeah, they have.
Like Everton as well. Just kind of, kind of not making it to the last stretch, and West Ham United might be part of that as well.
Yeah, I've noticed it through the lack of Martinez points. I mean, he got 10 last week, but for the past sort of 8 or 9 game weeks, there's not been much in the way of goalkeeper points.
Yeah. And this is when Woody would chime in about explaining why, because the defense has changed shape.
Because Konsa basically is playing too far to the right.
And then because Jordan Ramsey's come in,
really?
they kind of have to accommodate for that. So the wingers have to go. So Kane is kind of our main guy up front. Then we've got Iheanacho playing Chelsea. This is a revenge game. So we're feeling that this could be quite an intense one. It's either going to be, as all games are probably, but it's either going to be like a 0-0 or it's going to be like 3-4-3. I really don't know, because both teams need a win. Basically, that's as simple as it gets. Right?
And this is what makes it interesting, is that, you could, we were just saying this before, but if one team is losing, let's say 2-0, they're going to throw everything forward because they've got no incentive to basically, so really they need to win. So I think having some Leicester and actually some Chelsea perhaps might be worth it, even though they're tough games, because it should be action packed.
Yeah, no, I reckon so. And then we have Benteke, Crystal Palace. He's been on fire.
I feel like Woody will like that. He'll be pleased with
that. And as well, they're playing Arsenal, but a statement that I said to Eric as well pre-recording was the fact that they're playing at home. So in my head, because the fans are back, they're playing at home. You've got to, I mean, we all saw that when Yuri Tielemans scored and at Wembley. I mean, you could see that reaction. I mean, that was just an amazing reaction from the fans. So I reckon there'll be a lot of that. If you lose the ball, the fans are going to be all over you. If you score a goal, they're going to be all over you. If you do a beautiful through pass, they're going to be all over, like in a positive sense. So I think consider the home teams this game week, I think.
Interesting. Yeah. And I mean, I was going to say that they might be thrown off by the fans as well. But in fact, like you say, it's mainly the home fans, right? So like what I'm saying is if they won't get booed. Most of the players won't get booed unless they're away from home, like you said. So actually.
Exactly. And then even if they lose the ball a little bit or they'll get a bit more on them and they'll try and distract the players, the opponent players, etc. Like Arsenal, they'll try and distract them because as well, it's still a London derby of sorts. So
true.
Yeah, I think, So captains.
Captain. How are we going to do this? Okay, let's predict what Woody would want. That will be his vote. So I know at the moment he's been quite differentially in the mini league because he needs to sort of gain some points. But I reckon
I think he'd go Salah, wouldn't he? No? Or do you think he'd go Fernandes because it's Fulham?
I reckon he'd go Fernandes. Yeah, I think so. Who are you thinking?
Oh, it's a bit of a toughie, that one, to be fair. I think I'm going to go with Salah. Because they have so much more to play for than United. And because of the Alisson's goal in the last minute and the fact it's a goalkeeper scoring, I've got a feeling that Liverpool are going to be in the Champions League. And I think Salah is going to be...
I mean, it's the fairy tale story, isn't it? They have to.
It is.
And I feel like they're all going to dedicate the goals to his father.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Nah, you sold it. I was going to say Fernandes. It's Salah. It's Salah all the way. Fernandes can get a pity vice-captain, though, if he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
And Salah's nailed. He's going to play. Yeah, come on. He's going to play.
Yeah, 100%. Especially with Jota not being available. So, 100%.
Okay.
So, that's it.
Great. Okay. Well, here we are. We got you with a second last podcast of the season, which is very, very good. And we'll be back again just before. So all the games are on Sunday. So we will be back.
We'll probably be on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. You never know. There might be injuries, might be rotation, there might be falling ads. Who knows? So join us for our last podcast. And otherwise, best luck for the week.
Yeah. Good luck. Ciao.
All right.